Hi, and welcome everyone to the first feedback video for the 21-day healing program that we're doing now in December 2020. And the theme for this time is, of course, Lightworkers Unite, Deep Trust and Activation of the Light Grid. And wow, what a beautiful group we are. I'm so happy and proud of you. I'm so touched by your dedication and your openness and willingness to really dive into this journey together. And we're really going through a deep transformation. And you probably have noticed the strong energies that we are working with. So we have finished week 1. I'm just going to adjust the camera a little bit. We have just finished week 1. And we have focused on dwelling on the energy of deep trust. And so we have really integrated that energy, and it has become a part of us in a way. I think you can feel that. And some people have actually noticed us that the process started before we actually started officially. And I think I mentioned that in the introduction video as well. It's very common. So I always recommend people to sign up for the program very early, because then you have like several programs in one, because it starts right away when you have registered for the program. And since we already have done these activations and healing sessions in Scandinavia before this year, 2020, I found it very easy, and the energies were very accessible in a much more, very much more accessible, I think, for the participants this time, because we've already worked with these energies for the Scandinavians. So that was just one thing that I noticed during the healing sessions. And this, I just wanted to start off also by sharing a channeling from one of the participants, which I found very beautiful. This program that you do together in the group with Zoe is so crucial for the development of the earth and the ascension process. And I just thought that was so beautiful. Thank you for sharing that with the group. And if you get messages for the group, or even if you just get messages for yourself, if you want to share them, please do, because that can be very valuable for all of us. And so in this video, I will go through what we have been working on during this week, me and the Ascension teams that are around you during this transformational program. So, and I will also read some of your emails, some of your feedback from the Facebook group, and also answer some questions that you have. And I also want to introduce my assistant, Annette. I'm not sure if I have mentioned her actually, and I just realized that for my international audience, I don't think you know my assistant. She's been working with me now for I don't know how many years, but some years now, and she is the one who's answering your emails, and she's well aware of the process, and she knows exactly what to answer. She has been doing these 21-day healing programs a lot in Sweden. So she can give you beautiful answers. And sometimes if she's not able to really know what to answer, she's always consulting me. We're talking about, you know, what people are experiencing and the questions and everything. So we are having this dialogue all the time. I just wanted to mention that. So I'm of course involved in the answers in the emails. But I'm more focused on the energies and transmitting the energies, working with your teams, working with my twin flame this time. So so you know how we are working in the team. And I have several people working with me, but you will probably just have contact with me and my assistant, Annette. So I just wanted to introduce you to her, because I don't think I've mentioned her before. So before we started the program, I was gathering your Ascension teams, your healing teams, and I had meetings with them. And I had meetings with them to set up an individual plan for each and one of you. So even though we have this overall schedule for everyone, that is the same. All the participants have also their own individual schedule. So we are setting up an individual plan for you guys, your team and me. And sometimes the individual schedule differ a lot. But what I can say for this time, for this program, this time, the individual plans looked practically the same for all of you, because we're also doing this for the collective as a whole. So the individual schedules didn't differ that much. So these meetings that I have with your teams, it's an etheric meeting. So it's nothing that I really have any memory of. So I cannot give you like an overview of your plan, your individual schedule. So it's like an etheric meeting that I have in the higher realms with your teams. So I'm not really consciously aware of each and one of your schedules. So I just wanted to tell you that. So, and also I want to mention my role in this is to be like a coordinator for the whole process, like an energetic coordinator. So it's like an energetic logistic kind of way. So I'm the link between this dimension, this realm, and the higher realms that we are working with. Of course, you can access them just as I do, but I'm the link I'm the channel for this program. I'm the channel for the energies to come through. I'm connected to you, and I'm connected to the energies that will come through me. So that's how I work. So I'm like the link between dimensions. So that's how it works. And but the goal is, of course, that you should practice and not be dependent on me in any way, but to have contact with these realms yourself and to access the energies more directly. Because I think of course, you can do that. It's not. I think you know what I mean. So you're not depending on me in any way. But I'm facilitating this program this time. So I also want to mention the Galactic Federation of Light, because they're very much involved in setting up the schedule, setting up the theme for these 21-day healing programs. And this schedule and this theme for this time was set up a long time ago. I don't know how many years, probably like thousands of years actually, because they knew that we were going through this transformational time in 2020. So it was set up a long time ago. Okay, so I will go through the week now, what we have been working on. So day 1, the theme was settle and rest. Your inner child is held in the love circle. So I gathered all your guides and all your cosmic helpers. They gathered. This was not only your ascension team. This was like all of your cosmic helpers, everyone that wanted to join you in this healing sessions. So it was, of course, your main guide, your spirit guide, and also could be like your dear ones on the other side. Your power animal could also be in a part of this group. Your star family and other guides and other masters. So it was not only your ascension team this time. So everyone was just gathering around you in a circle of love, and it's so beautiful. And they held your inner child in that circle. So you can just let go of all those fears you have, and they were holding you and accepting you just the way you are. And in their, like their warm and loving arms. So you can just rest in their arms, so to speak. So it was a very peaceful energy that we were working with, very calming, of course. This was like the theme for this week. So very beautiful and calming and soothing energies that we were working with during the first day. And day 2, rest inward, deep inner rest. So this rest, it's always difficult to explain like energies, but it's like you're putting all your focus inside, and you rest inside of you, in your own strength, in your own energy, because that's where you find like your real strength, your real divine power. So we were working with collecting your energies, and this was very interesting. We were collecting your energies that you have been placing like in different dimensions. It could be from past lives, and also with other people, other situations, things that you probably haven't really let go of, different situations and different people. Maybe you have like arguments with people, and maybe you're worrying about some people or situations. So we were just pulling back all the energy from all those places, all those people that we were able to gather. Just wanted to mention that. So we were gathering your energies and like putting them in your inner core. And this is a way of really reaching this perfectly inner strength and collecting yourself, like centering yourself. And also we were transmitting, like this very, very powerful, strong and calming energy that I was writing about in my blog, the volume drip, the volume energy. Maybe some of you were feeling that energy of almost being unconscious in a way. Very, very calming and it's like a deep rest. So that was day 2. And day 3, trust your inner guidance, the compass of the heart. So we were continuing to work with your inner strength in that sense. So your soul's energy in your heart got strengthened, so that you can hear your inner voice much, much louder and much clearer, and to be able to really know the truth, because it's a lot of confusion, right? And it's quite difficult to discern the truth from like all different things going on in the world. It's not easy, but it's a challenge, kind of. Yeah, it's a lot of confusion out there. So we were working on strengthening your soul's energy, to like putting up the volume of it so you could hear your vibration, your essence, your soul's vibration. So we were working to enhance the soul's energy in your heart, and also we were enhancing those like energy threads, energy pathways going from your heart, like your soul's energy going out. And if you're, for example, you're supposed to meet someone and you have this energy thread from your soul to that person's soul, heart to heart already, even though you haven't really met in a physical, you haven't had this physical meeting yet. So we were working on enhancing all of those energy threads, so it will be easier for you to guide yourself towards your unique, to be able to follow your unique path. So we were working on enhancing these energy threads, so it will be easier for you to go with them and really discern, to be able, okay, wow, yeah, this person, it feels right here. So it's like also like they're telling me now, it's like a cleansing kind of way, because we're also at the same time cutting off those energy threads that are unnecessary in a way, and just are confusing you. So that was a beautiful session. And day 4, rest with your cosmic helpers. And there was also a lot of cosmic helpers that wanted to come. It's not only your ascension team, they were like approximately, I would say, 50 people around you. So they were gathering around you, and they were just showing you like, we are here for you. We are helping you in this ascension process, in your life, whatever. We are here for you, to assist you and to help you and support you in this lifetime. So, and they were also transmitting this very calming and soothing energy, so that you could just rest with them and just feel that you're held, and feel that you are supported by them. So it was also a very, very beautiful session. And day 5, rest with Mother Earth. Here we strengthen the connection to Mother Earth, and we were strengthening the connection to the new Earth, because that's really important in these days. I don't remember when that switched. It was probably this year or maybe 2019 that my guys, they were telling me like, yeah, people always talk about it's important to be grounded, right? To be connected to Mother Earth. But you have to shift. You have to shift to connect to the new Earth, because otherwise you would just repeat everything that you have lived. And so you would just continue repeating your life again and again. So we want to connect to the new Earth now. So that's really important, like in general as well. So we were strengthening that connection to the new Earth, and so you were synchronized with her. So it's like your heartbeat is beating with her heartbeat. So you were synchronizing with her and really blending with her energy. So you will more act like one entity in a way. So we were strengthening and blending your energies in a beautiful way. So it's like a reconnection to her. And this automatically implemented the what we call ahimsa. You probably heard about ahimsa. It's a yogic term that is, if you translate it to English, it's do no harm. It's like do no harm to other people. It's like animals and plants and the earth, and like in general that concept of do no harm. So ahimsa, we were automatically implementing in this healing session. So day 6, surrender to the highest good. Here we were strengthening the co-creation with the universe. It's also difficult to explain this energy-wise, what we were doing. It's difficult to put in words, especially when English is not my first language. But if you see and you can feel, you can tap into the great power, like the divine energy, God, whatever you want to call it. So we were strengthening the cooperation with the energy, because the energy is always flowing through you, and we were also strengthening that flow, this creative flow through you of divine energy, of divine creative energy. So in that co-creation, you can feel that you can lean on the universe, you can lean on God, you can really lean on this force, this power that you have inside yourself, and that is in everything else as well. So, and you can lean on that in deep trust, and also you can feel that you're held all the way through in your life. So I see, when I look at this, I see this flow of energy, and I also see this leaning backwards, like leaning towards that energy, like I'm held in this energy, and I am this energy, and I let this energy guide me and flow through me. And then, as the theme was surrender to the highest good, we were, of course, working on just handing over yourself, like surrendering yourself to this energy that is you. It's not that you're surrendering to someone else. Like, yeah, you can take control over me. It's not like that. You are this energy, so you're surrendering to yourself in that sense, and accepting that, because your ego just wants to get in the way. So you just let this divine creative force just flow through you with ease, and let it guide you in your life. Be this guiding force. So also day 7, we were working on trust your own inner strength. That was the theme. So we were continuing to work with your inner energies that we were collecting during day 2, sorry. During day 2, we were gathering, we're pulling back all the energies from different places and people. And during this session, we let all of these collected energies, all of these energies that we have been pulling back, gathered inside of you, slowly spread out into your body, in your body. But only to your physical body, actually, not to your aura, not like outside your body, but just your body during the session, to be able to like contain your energy. I think that's the right word. So you can contain your energy. You can really feel that you're able to keep your energy and keep your strength, because that's really important during these times. To keep to step into your sovereignty, to step into your empowerment. So you can just, holding your own energy, your integrity, everything. And also not leaking energy. That's what I was looking for, not leaking energy. So that was the whole week. And in general, from what I've seen in the Facebook group and also in the emails that you've been sending in to us, is that in general what you have experienced this week, like an overview. Of course, you have experienced a lot of calming energies, a lot of love energy, soothing energies, and a deep rest. Some people have been very tired, so you've been sleeping a lot. And actually also the total opposite, and that's totally normal. So some people, they've experienced like restlessness instead. They've experienced sleeping problems and also a lot of thoughts going on. So not feeling calm at all. So this is also a way, I will probably talk about this more later on, but this is a way of working with cleansing that part of you out, like your restlessness, and so you can be calm, because that's the goal, right? Some people have also had quite heavy emotions, which I wrote about in the Facebook group, that it's very common that quite heavy stuff can come up to the surface, and just be grateful of that. I will go through this more in detail, but that was like an overall, like in general, what you have experienced during this week. So now I would like to read some of your feedback that you have sent in to us. A Mother Mary figure came, and yesterday a Christ figure came with light shining through his fingers. Powerful. Wow, what healing. So much happening during this rest. A trust that really goes deep within me. I received a message that I'm the light and the love, but there is still a little left to open up fully. There was also much more in the message, but I can't remember it all. It was fantastic to receive the message. I feel so happy and satisfied. Thank you so much for that. Yes, I work a lot with Jesus and also Mary Magdalene. So that is two energies that I've been working with a lot for many years. And it's beautiful to work with them. I guess you have met them also. Many people have. So, okay, the next one. Thank you. After doing the healing hour and the heart meditation and core breathing, today it feels like the most beautiful thing I've ever experienced in terms of emotions. During the entire time, I have experienced strong energies of strong love and powerful, yet so loving and soothing. I've been sleeping deeper than I have in many years, and I'm incredibly tired, sleepy even during the day. Thoughts are completely gone. Therefore, I often do the healing class in the afternoons. And then, oh, this is so beautiful. And then my big teenager comes in and wants to hug me almost immediately. So cute. It feels like it's being integrated through the face and into the brain head during the day. Already the week before the 21-day healing started, I lived trust. It's great to get help in the ascension. I'm very grateful. Thank you all from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. I love that I think it's your son coming into your room and just wanted to hug you. And I think I've read also before that you wrote something about he's normally he doesn't do that, and that's also a sign that this energy, these healing sessions are really doing miracles with us. So that's really, really beautiful. Hi, this is the first time I've participated in a live 21-day healing program, and I think it's great to be able to write to you because I'm a little worried that I'm not experiencing any rest at all. On the contrary, my energy level has gradually risen, but the problem is that I've been wide awake at night. I cannot return to rest at all, as I feel overly alert. Thoughts move back and forth. My body feels tense, as if it wants to move a lot more. I feel unusually irritated, angry, and stressed. And I'm starting to worry that I will not be able to receive and integrate the healing because I don't get any rest either physically or mentally. So this is what I was talking about, like someone experiencing the total opposite. And this is also perfectly normal, as I said, and also this is because the goal is to achieve a state that you can be very calm and you can feel deep trust. Okay, that's the goal for this first week. But if you have unresolved things in your cell memories, it can be from past lives, it can be from this life, that are not calm, that are not trusting, that will be more woken up in your body, so it would have the opportunity to be dissolved. So everything that is not soothing, is not calm, is not trusting, that will come up to the surface to be able to dissolve, so you can achieve that deep trust state. So that's what I have to say about that. So don't worry, no, don't worry at all. You're perfectly normal, and let it just flow through you. Your restlessness, your irritation, it's like, just be accepting, okay? It's like, okay, just observe what's going on in your body, what's going on mentally in your thoughts. So just observe and be loving and accepting of that. So that's my way of handling my own issues and my own problems that I've been working on during my lifetime. Hi Zoe and everyone here who is on this journey. Oh, what a calm 21-day healing this is. If the previous one ravaged like a storm, this is barely a gust of wind. This was one of the people that had done the Scandinavian before this one. So nothing happens during the healing. I just become totally relaxed. Well, the first few days it felt like things were spinning around, not as fast as a carousel, but calm and quiet, like a clockwise movement. However, I've had responses when doing the core breathing. I think it's so good, and I've been crying and crying. Yes, really bawled. It caused me so much sorrow, and then it stopped just as quickly as it started. That's what happens, when you're doing these deep breathing exercises. I think you probably experienced that before with different breathing techniques that can bring up a lot of emotions. She continues, so nice. Now I have a smile on my face all the time, and I feel a little lightheaded. When I asked my power center what it wanted to tell me, I saw for the first time for 4 days a large lion right in front of me on the left. But on day 5, I got an applause. That was probably when the deep sorrow disappeared. I've been experiencing that as well. When my guides think that I've been doing something good, they applaud me. Like, okay, thank you so much. And sometimes I get, a diploma or something, like different things to cheer me up. Thanks so much. I'm now looking forward to week 2. Thank you so much. Overall, I have rested in a very strong sense of being held. I felt a great deal of calm and sometimes strong feelings of happiness. One day I sat out in the sun and did the heart meditation and then the core breathing. It was so strong to do them out in nature, and I got clear pictures of us, all of us light workers. I saw how we all filled with a pillar of light that goes straight down inside of us. This pillar of light fills us with healing golden light from the universe. Then I saw how the light spreads out farther, like gold threads in a huge network that goes all the way around the earth. From one to another, like a giant gold cobweb, this golden network then creates a golden, very powerful and transformative light that reaches far out into the Earth's atmosphere and encompasses all of Mother Earth. The light is incredibly beautiful and warm, and we are all nodes of this light. We channel this light and anchor it in Mother Earth so it can spread further and be anchored here. We're all needed to keep that energy. It's a great and honorable mission, and it's one of our life purposes here on Earth. As golden light protects us and Mother Earth, and it leads us into the ascension. This is not really news to any of us, but it came to me in such an unbelievably strong way and gave me a feeling that my life is, despite everything, very meaningful. And this was one of my purposes with this round, to feel that my life is meaningful and to trust in that. Maybe there are several of us who sometimes doubt that, so I wanted to share my experience. We are all incredibly important in this work, and we do a great job. Yes, it's wonderful. Thank you, lovely fellow travelers, and thank you, Zoe. Wow, yes, that's what I always say to everyone. You are so important. We are all so important in this process. So yes, thank you for sharing that. Yesterday I had a special experience during the healing. It was as if I was dragged upwards, and it went pretty quickly up. And then I was wrapped in cotton. Lovely. After that I floated in the universe, and it felt like I was weightless. I also felt like all my fears were being dragged out of me. So exciting. I think this resembles the experience that I've been blogging about as well. I think it was in like January, February, when I was pulled up in this tunnel. So this is one of the people that have experienced that. I've had some people experiencing that during the 21-day healing programs this year. So it's very beautiful to read. Thank you so much. This is amazing. Now I'm finding that issues in my life that need healing are rising up into clarity and light. So first I really see it and understand what's going on more deeply, and then it can dissolve into light. It's quite a ride as more and more things are coming up each day, including weird physical symptoms, but the process is starting to be almost fun, like popping balloons, watching these old limiting parts of me rise up and then pop. These 21 days are incredible deep cleansing process through which I feel so supported. I'm so grateful. I love this way of describing how easy it can be to just, I think all the energies, like in general, is not just the energies that we are working with now during this program, but like in general, the vibration is so high now. So that's also my own experience as you were writing here. It can just go away like very, very quickly. And you just see it, look, and it's like, yeah, I had this limiting belief where this happened to me during my childhood and this trauma happened. It's like, okay, just let it go. And as you were writing, it's like, it just pops and it can just be dissolved in the light. So that's very beautiful. And sometimes you need to look at it more and really go into the trauma and dissolve it. Like if you haven't worked on different traumas before, maybe you have to like really dive into it more on a deeper level. It depends. Sometimes you need to do that, but these days, I think more and more we can just, we can just pop them. So like balloons, I love that. And I know that some people, there was this person in the Facebook group that experienced, actually several people have written to me experiencing heavy emotions. I just wanted to address that a little bit as well. Someone was writing about depression, anxiety. Of course, if you are experiencing very, very, like the very, very heavy emotions, and if you feel like you cannot deal with it yourself, please go to some like professional psychiatrist or therapist or someone that can help you with this. Unfortunately, we are not, me and Annette and my assistants, we are not able to help all of the participants in that kind of sense. But we are doing the best we can to support you, but it's more like a coaching kind of thing. So sometimes if the emotions are very deep and very traumatic, if you haven't worked with your traumas before, please go to a professional therapist, like a trauma therapist. I've worked with something called somatic experience. Somatic experience, I think that's a very beautiful way of, if you have traumas, for example. Otherwise, if it's more like light feelings, light emotions, just sit with it. If you're very, if you're used to working with your own emotions, and you can just sit with it yourself, and you probably don't need a therapist for that. It depends on how heavy it is. So just sit with it and just, be accepting, give it love and give it space, and just hold it. Hold it in your loving space and ask it, like, what is your message? What do you want to say to me? There are many different ways of working with this, of course, but that's how I've been working with my own emotions that have been quite difficult. So I'm just sitting with the emotions. I can just cry and cry and cry, and not feeling sorry for myself, but just cry because I need to release the tension. And then when my tears just stop, I just sit and feel, and I feel myself with love, and I just sit in that loving, accepting energy. And of course, there are many, many different modalities you can work with this. I've done like the journey, I've done many regressions, like to past lives, and right now I'm working a lot with EFT. And so, yeah, there are many, many, many different ways, but it's not very unusual during these programs that heavy emotions do come up, because the energies are very, very strong. So they go deep. They penetrate the skin. They penetrate you, go deep, deep, deep into your cells. So emotions that you probably not are really aware of that you're carrying are popping up, are coming up to the surface. So so be grateful for it, and sit with your emotions if you are able to do that. Otherwise, go to a professional. That's my advice for you. Hi to everyone, and best wishes on your healing journey. Really learning how to go with the flow of emotion. Last couple of days, very emotional. Didn't feel the actual energy flow as much as the effects of it the last couple of days. I was able to just be with some old anger and that came up, and then moved to the sadness and just stayed with it until it left. I went about my day feeling the feelings with me and acknowledging them, and allowed this gentle grief to come up. Did this healing about 4 hours ago and fell asleep afterwards, and dreamed of a childhood friend I don't see anymore, and her deceased brother and mother, who were so loving and kind to me and very special in my heart. Such a gift. Grateful to be healing the things that I'm having, things I was having a hard time reaching on my own. Thank you so much. So this is also an explanation of the same thing that I was talking about earlier. Just to sit with your emotions and see it, and just feel it transform and get lighter. Hi Zoe, I have already felt a lot. I actually feel different. I have experienced it as someone operating on my third eye, and also cleared cleaned my heart chakra. There has also been a lot of activity in the sacral chakras, but even though I feel a large opening in the third eye, the change in the heart chakra is the greatest. Now when I sit here, it almost hurts. It almost hurts, but still not. At the first days I stayed at home, but on the third day I went and had lunch on a restaurant at a big store where I had been many times before. It was a very difficult experience, and my husband said after a while that I seemed very stressed and that we probably had to go home. And then I realized how bad I felt. It was as if something made me sick. Very strange. Maybe this was if you were opening up to a more sensitive kind of way, so you probably were feeling a lot of the energy from the collective when you were out in this restaurant. That's just a thought for you. Yesterday we were in Gothenburg and I met many people, but everything was just so fantastically positive. I felt so strong, and today I was talking to an old friend who remarked that I sounded so harmonious, so light on my voice. And that's how I feel, as if something is being lifted. Many sorrows and memories have come up, one that I did not know I had, and it's so nice. So I'm already so happy and grateful. Thanks. Greetings. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you. Okay, we have some questions. There was one person asking about this crystal pendant that this person have bought, and I'm sorry, speaking Swedish. If a person is planning to sleep during the healing session and they don't feel comfortable wearing their pendant necklace when they sleep, what would be the best way for them to have their pendant or quartz crystal next to them when sleeping, under the pillow, sitting on the nightstand next to them? Of course, yes, it's difficult to wear them. If you're receiving the healing session during the night, you don't want to wear it because it can actually break and it's not very comfortable. So I would suggest you just put it on your nightstand, just beside the bed. That's perfectly fine. Under the pillow also can be quite annoying, I think. I'm a very sensitive person, so I would just have to think about this crystal under my bed, under my pillow. So on your nightstand, it's perfectly fine. Hi, 21 Day team. So I've been receiving the healing last thing at night when I know I won't be disturbed, and then have been awake nearly all nights, 2 nights in a row. Buzzing with high frequency energy, again called to look up in the night sky and connect with the cosmos. I think she wrote about this also before, that she was called to connect with her star family during the night. That was so beautiful to read. This is from Facebook. At 4 a.m. this morning, it started snowing here in the UK, magical blue light. I felt totally bliss as I looked at it. Felt enormous changes in my head in particular, as though a kind of light structure that was placed there, and my head becoming a vast open funnel for high frequencies. I asked the Ascension team if they could let me sleep, but they clearly aren't in the mood. It's so funny. I'm sorry if I'm laughing. It's not funny, but it's funny. This is all amazing and great, but I'm very, very tired now, finding it impossible to work. Any advice? Thank you again, Zoe, for this precious energy. Yes, I know I have already responded to you, but I know I wanted to address this in the video because I know this is a general problem or challenge, not only during these 21 Day healing programs, but also like in general during the ascension process, but because we are receiving so much high frequency energies, so it makes us really, it makes it difficult to sleep. And I have been dealing with sleeping problems a lot the last, 5 years or so. It's quite difficult because you're not really, you cannot really perform during the day because you're not sleeping. But it comes and goes for me. It all depends on the energies coming in. So this is a general problem in the ascension, and like from the energy, from the information that I have, the pineal gland have these light sensitive cells in them, just like the eyes. The eyes, of course, are light sensitive, so that we can, of course, use our sight. But the pineal gland also have these light sensitive cells in it. So which means that when all the energies are coming into you, all the light are coming into you, coming towards you, your pineal gland, those cells, like those light sensitive cells, will be activated. And this is my information, so you can just feel what feels right for you. But this is the information that I've got, is that the pineal gland is supposed to produce melatonin to be able to sleep. So, and when it is disturbed from the light that is coming in, the melatonin production is disturbed as well. So that's why we are not really able to sleep during the ascension. And so what I've been doing for the last maybe like 1 or 2 months or so, I've been taking melatonin as a supplement, and I think that's really helping me. So that's one thing that I can suggest you to take. Now it's only like this was written like 2 days after we have started the program, so I don't know how it is for you now, if you still have sleeping problems. And of course, you can ask your ascension team to slow down the energy, turn down the energy a little bit, turn down the light, so you can be able to sleep. And you can ask for them to help you to get some sleep. But I know that you've done that, and they were not really in the mood. So, but you can talk to them. I suggest you to talk to them. It's like, hey, come on now, I need sleep. I usually do that, but sometimes it works, sometimes it don't, because the energies, that's the most important thing right now, to receive the energies, to receive the light. So what we can do is that we can rest during the day. If you have the possibility to do that, you can take some smaller naps, of course, and be gentle with yourself. Okay, another person writes, I do feel lighter and a little bit happier. A little bit happy. I'm usually sad. There's nothing special happened except the healing session, except the healing sessions. My intent, though, is general, and every day I reinstate it in different words. But words are meaningless, right? The intention. I think what you mean here is the word. If you're changing the words, you're changing the words from day to day when you're saying your intention. You don't have to like put an intention every day. What I usually suggest is that you have an intention for the whole program. But of course, you can change that during the program. But you don't have to repeat it like every day. But if you want to, please do. I mean, if it feels right for you, do. I think you're asking me here is that if it does matter if you change the wording. But no, it's the feeling, as you've been writing here. It's the feeling you feel when you say the intention. Doesn't matter if you change the words. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Sometimes it's difficult for the English. Hello, Zoe. I just wanted to say that I'm very excited about taking this journey. I have already started feeling subtle changes, and I've become more motivated and started sorting papers and photos that have been sitting in a corner of my apartment for years. I'm ready to sort, discard what no longer serves me, and move forward in a positive way. During the healing sessions, I felt tingling in my hands and a few times in my feet. I also felt heat on my head. I felt tired and had to take a nap after my first session. There is a calm that I'm beginning to feel, and I look forward to week 2. The challenge for me is quieting my mind and while I'm receiving the healing, does this impact the healing that I am receiving? Any suggestions? Thanks. There's been quite some people that have been writing into me saying that they have a lot of thoughts during the healing program or during the sessions. I understand that can be quite disturbing, but just be accepting of that. I mean, don't think about that you're having a lot of thoughts. Just let it be. Okay, you're thinking about what you're going to have for dinner, you're thinking about your work, you're thinking about your kids, you're thinking about you have to clean your apartment, you're thinking about Christmas, you're thinking about other things, maybe more important things in the world. But so just be, just let them pass, be accepting, just be accepting of the thoughts, just not putting so much attention on them. It's quite easy to say, but there's nothing really you can do about it. Otherwise, what people are doing in like meditations is that you have another focus. You can focus on like this breathing technique. You can focus on looking at a candle. You can focus on other things. So you're distracting the mind of not thinking. So that's one way of dealing with it, but that's not something that I suggest for the healing sessions, because the healing sessions you just lay down and relax, and the most important thing is to be relaxed and to be open to receive the healing session. And okay, if you have a lot of thoughts, just let them be there. Don't give them your attention, just accept them. So that's what I can suggest for you. Hello, it's my first time to your 21-day healing program, Ascension program. I did have a question regarding how many times a day I can do the 1-hour healing program. Twice already in these first 3 days, I've had eruptions, and I had to go back and allow the process to happen again in its entirety. I hope that's okay. The second day, I'll stop there. There's another person also that I will read later on. If you are disrupted during the healing sessions, I mean, if you have kids or if something happens, I understand that it's difficult sometimes to get like 1 hour of undisturbed time for some people. I do understand that. What you can do is that you can, if you are disturbed and then you go back, and you don't have to start all over again. If you've done already like 20 minutes, you can just lay down for 40 minutes. You can just feel what feels right for you, of course, but you don't have to start all over again. And you're also writing how many times you can do. Well, it's just 1 hour per day, and that's it. Do not do more, because the healing is extremely strong. The energies are it's extremely powerful. So please do not do more than 1 hour. Of course, they have control over you. They not control over, but you understand what I mean. They know, the Ascension know how much you can handle. But at the same time, if you're laying down like 3 hours a day, I don't know if you mean that, but it seems like that. Please don't. It's just 1 hour, and that's enough. It's way enough, because the energies are very, very strong. The second day I felt tired and sore all over. I expect that will subside over time. Will it? Well, yes and no. It depends on where you are and what kind of... You say also that I do have quite a few issues and diseases, so I put one attention in hopes that can help remedy for me. That would truly be a blessing. Well, I talk about this in, I think it's a Nordic light healing video, that I cannot, or the energies cannot just take away certain diseases, or, well, I cannot give any promises, of course. I cannot give any guarantees for anything, but that has happened, of course. It has happened. But I can... The energies are not taking away things, and they are working with things, and sometimes the energies will, as we've been discussing before now, the energies will make your issue, like the core issue, rise to the surface. If it's that you're feeling unworthy, for example, and then you got like that's the core problem, that you're feeling unworthy, you're not connected to God, you're feeling separated from the source. That's the core theme, and that's why you developed a disease. Doesn't matter what kind of disease. So what the energies can do is that they will put attention to the problem, to the core issue. That's what the energies will be working on. Sometimes the disease can just go away, and it depends on if you have been working on that issue yourself before. Because if you haven't learned your lesson, we are here to learn, and if you haven't learned your lesson of feeling worthy, the disease will not go away, because that's what you need to work on. So be see what will rise, what kind of emotions come up, see what you're guided towards, or if you're guided to a book or something, or maybe a person in your on your work is telling you something that, yeah, maybe I need to look at this, and be what's the word, put attention to that, like be sometimes I can't find the word. It's the same in Swedish right now, actually, so I cannot just say that it's only English. But so that's what the energies are doing. So it's putting light on the core problem. So when you're asking, will it go away? Yes, it can go away, or no, it cannot go away. It depends on you, and it depends on where you are in the process and what you put into the process, what you are doing for yourself in the process. It's not only the energies. I hope that clears clears a little bit. So I'm assuming most of your participants are more empathetic to energy, and I'm not an exception. The experiences during meditation have been in a word divine. Colors, shapes, and three beings have showed themselves to me, but not for long. I'm hoping that they will continue to make themselves known with the results from my request. Another concern is smudging and clearing. Will that affect their work? Well, I don't think it will affect their work in that kind of sense. No, I don't think so. But like personally, I'm not very into smudging at all. I don't like that. It's to me, it's not a very good way of cleansing. I'm using crystals. I'm using like energies for clearing spaces and things like that. But I don't think they will bother if you're using smudge or other clearing things. You also ask, no meat and fish, but does that include broth? Yes, it includes broth, because everything that has to do with animals contains the energy of death. And if you would like to sustain your life and put life force, prana, in your system, that does not include in taking in animal products at all. And broth is, as I understand it, maybe I'm wrong, but that includes animal parts, right? And one last question is regarding pepper. Is that okay? I'm not sure if you mean pepper like the vegetable pepper, or maybe it's like a typo. Maybe it's autocorrect or something. But I mean, all vegetables for me are okay. But I know that some people are saying that potatoes are not okay, tomatoes are not okay, and things like that. But I'm focused on more like the animal products in that sense. I look forward in hearing back and participating in your 21-day healing ascension program. Much light and gratitude. Thank you so much for writing in. Okay, so another question. I figured out the right time of day for me to receive the healing hour, but I'm not sure my healing team is working on me at that time. How can I be sure? Thanks. It's taken me a couple of days to figure out the right time for me. It doesn't matter. It's you. It's up to you. You decide when the perfect time is for you. So your healing team, your ascension team, they watch you. They know what you're doing. So if you're just laying down like, yeah, I'm going to lay down now and receive the healing sessions, they will come right away because they know. Um, so there's no problem. Of course, they will be with you when you decide to do the healing session. Greetings, dear Zoe and the team. I'm happy to be a part of the 21-day healing program. As to my experiences and feelings during my sessions so far, I experience waves of energy through my body, like maybe three or four such waves in 1 hour session. I do feel sudden waves of cold. I had visions during receiving the energy. I had as well vivid dreams at night. I noticed, however, a decrease in my mood during the first 3 days, and I hope it will rise again. It's like my vibration lowered, and this made it more difficult for me to receive energy. I felt like a sort of dark fog blocking the energy flow. On the 4th day session, I felt amazing strong energy from the beginning and strong energy in my root chakra, and it was a beautiful experience. I just wanted to comment on that before I go to your questions. Yes, it's also very common that you go like down before it goes up, and and so it's totally normal. So it's nothing to be afraid of or anything. I don't think you're afraid of it, but I just wanted to mention that it's totally fine. Okay, and then you have some questions. Number 1, what to do when I start to receive the energy and after some time, like after 10 or 20 minutes, I'm disturbed? Do I continue with my session, or is it better to start it all over again? I have a little baby, and if he gets up, suddenly I need to go to him. Yeah, I've already answered that question. You can just go back and continue with your session. You don't have to start all over again. But I mean, if you're having a lot of disruptive moments, you can feel what feels right for you. You can do it a longer period of time. So trust yourself in that. Yeah, really. 2, I do feel waves of cold. Can you say something about this experience? What kind of energy is that? When people experience cold energy, or actually they experience a lot of freezing, like they're shaking in their body, that's a way of your body to remove blockages, to remove and to shake shake the cells, shake your body so that the debris will go away. So that's why some people are getting very cold during the sessions, and that's also why I suggest you to have a blanket beside your bed, or where you're lying, so that you can put it on if you're feeling a lot of cold. So it's like a detox symptom, both like detoxing toxins and detoxing emotions and detoxing other things. So that's very common as well. Number 3, when I start my 1 hour session, I often find it difficult to relax and calm down. I have a flood of thoughts which distract me. Is it advisable to do a meditation directly before I start my 1 hour session in order to be more concentrated for the receiving of the energy, or I will receive it anyway? You don't have to don't make it too complicated, really. But of course, if you find it difficult to relax, maybe do a meditation or take a walk in the nature. You have a baby there, so, or maybe do some dancing, move your body, like what it feels right. But sometimes that can be a little bit too much. It's like, yeah, first I have to do the core breathing, and then I have heart meditation, the core breathing, and then the tapping, and then I have to do a meditation before the healing session, and then it becomes too much. So make it simple, really, make it simple. You just lay down and receive the energies. You'll be fine. 4, you mentioned that during the program, every participant has assistance from the Ascension team. Could you say something more about how to work with them? Is it advisable to somehow call them to come at the beginning of the session? No, you don't have to do anything, as I said before. You don't have to call them. You don't have to text them. You don't have to do anything. They know that you want to receive the session, so they will come. they know. And of course, if you some people are working more like in the close connection with and close contact with them, and I would suggest you to communicate with them, to ask them questions, like, or ask them for support, ask them for help. Like, can you please help me with this, or can you please support me? Can you, what should I do in this situation? Can you give me some advice? Just put out questions. This is how I suggest people to do when I teach them how to work with their psychic abilities. So you can be more active in the contact, of course, and ask them questions and talk to them. I know that some people don't really experience the teams. They don't see the team, they don't feel the team, or that's also very normal, very, very common. It depends on how much you've been working with your psychic abilities. If you haven't been working with your intuition and you've done nothing with that, you probably might have some not difficulty, but you understand what I mean. It might be a little bit more challenging for you to experience your team. But it's nothing wrong that you cannot see your team or you cannot experience the team. I've had many people that don't have the experience of them, but just feel that they are there for you. They are there for you. You're not left alone, not at all. So question number 5, is it advisable to visualize something during receiving the energy in order to make the process work better? Also, I would like to say the same thing. I would suggest you just to relax, just be with the healing session. But of course, if you would like to visualize something, you can just feel or visualize and see the energy coming towards you. You can also visualize that you're opening up all of your cells, like these flower buds, like opening up all your cells as boop, and so that you can receive the energies. So you can visualize if you want to, like the energies are coming towards you, but don't be too caught up in your mind, because I sense that in your questions a little bit, that you also want to be like a good girl, maybe like being a good person and do the right thing and thinking a lot, and just let that go. Just be with your heart, open up and receive the healing. So try not to complicate it. That's my advice. And then your last question number 6. I'm not sure what you mean with this, but I'll try to interpret it. Each day of the program has a title, like Rest with Your Cosmic Helpers, etc., etc. Can you please give some more feedback of how the title of a day is relevant for the receiving energy on a particular day? I'm not sure I don't understand your question actually, but I will just explain. I mean, every day has a theme. And you don't have to, it's the same thing here, you don't have to think about the theme of the day, you don't have to do anything special. But sometimes I know that some of the participants, they're carrying this theme of the day with them. Like, I'm resting with my cosmic helpers today, like the whole day, not just during the healing session, but you can feel your cosmic helpers, you can feel all the support that they're giving you, for example. And also, I know that some people would like to have more information for each day before they receive the healing session. But the thing is that I'm only getting the theme, and then when I do the sessions, I'll get more information of what has been done. So I cannot give you more information on the themes. And also the same thing, don't think too much, because if I'm telling you like, yeah, you're gonna do this and then you're gonna feel that, and then you're just lying there thinking about everything that should happen, and that's not the most optimum way to work. So just again, Just relax and receive. That's the only thing that you need to do. Okay? I hope that answers your last question, because I was not sure about your question there. Thank you so much in advance. I'm sending you love and light. Warmest regards. Thank you so much. Hi, just wondering, apart from Zoe's healing that I participate in for 21 days, I also have to do another energy healing every day as well. This energy healing opened my chakras and every day so they do not close. I have been doing this healing on my own for about 3 years now. After the first energy healing that was given to me by Zoe, I had a dream that night that indicated that I have sprung a leak. The leakage of energy from my body. Is there a thing where there are too many different energies? It could lead to issues. Just wondering. Like in general, I suggest that you're not doing too many things at the same time. Like that's my general answer. If you're doing a similar program with very strong energies at the same time as you're doing this, that's not a very good idea. This meditation or this practice is very beautiful, and it's a very good way of complementing the healing sessions, I think. So it's not, I don't see any like danger in taking both of them, doing them at the same time. And that always also goes with like different therapies, because sometimes people are asking me like, I'm doing this session also, is that okay during your program? And yes, it's okay, but if it's too strong, like you should not like mix them that much, because it can be a little bit too much for your system. That's the only reason. They're not disturbing each other. That's not what I feel and what I see, but it can be a little bit too much. And also it's good to be focused on one modality or one program, so you know if something happens, if you feel something, yes, it's the 21 Day Healing Program, or maybe it's this other program that I'm doing at the same time. So that's my thoughts on that. And you have that dream that you may have a leakage of energy from my body. I think that's just a way of giving you information. Maybe it has to do with the 21 Day Healing Program. It's difficult to say, but I would say that this gives you information that you have to do something about that leakage. Of course, it's not the energy who's made the leakage, but it gives you the information about this leak in your. I see when I read this, I see like a leak in your aura. So you could go. I would suggest you to go to someone who can help you with that. I cannot give you any names. I'm sorry. So you probably can look up wherever you are in the world. You probably can find a good therapist who can help you with that. Dear team in Zoe Land, so far this has been an incredible experience. I feel fully engaged in the process, and I'm finding it very relaxing. The healings have taken me deep into a dreamlike state for half the time. Then I am a more active phase where I feel energies moving in my body, stretching, tingling, warmth, cool. I'm having lots of dreams at night that are bringing fears, regrets, sadness to the surface, probably to acknowledge with my conscious mind and allow to be healed. My question is, are the others I live with also benefiting from this healing process? My sense is they are. I feel fully supported and immensely grateful. I am enjoying it all enormously. Thank you. All the best. Yes, your loved ones are also being are also benefiting from this program, especially if you're close. I mean, if you have a partner, if you have children, if you have like your parents or siblings, especially if you're living with your family, you are connected energy-wise. Of course, you have like energy threads between you. So when you are receiving the energy flows to them as well. So this can be both positive, positive, and also, of course, negative in a way. Also, because sometimes they can go through quite heavy emotions as well. So, and sometimes your big teenager comes in and hug you. So it's quite different. But yes, they are benefiting from this program as well. So you're doing this for your family and for your loved ones and for the collective, of course. But if you are connected to some people like more closely, they will be affected as well. It's like 2-in-1 or 4-in-1 program. And of course, it depends. It's also, I have to mention that because some partners, for example, they don't know, because some people cannot really tell their partners that they're doing these kinds of things, because that will, not be very good for their relationship at the moment. So maybe the partner hasn't really said yes, like consciously, but they might have said yes on a soul level, more unconsciously. So they will benefit from the energies in that way. But sometimes, the soul says no. I'm not sure if I've actually seen that, but that is possible. That is possible, that the soul can say, no, I don't want to participate in this. This is not my path. And that's okay. So so sometimes your loved ones does not really, you don't see any effect in them at all. So I just wanted to mention that as well. And it's also for the highest, always for the highest good. Always for the highest good. So it's not that you're doing this and it's like, yeah, I'm going to change my partner now, right? We women know we want to change our partners. So I sign up for this program and he will become much better. No, it's not like that. We are always doing the things for the highest good. So no manipulation. Okay? That's a little bit 3D, right? Dear Zoe, thank you for checking in. Highly appreciated. I have felt a subtle energy from day one. However, my mom passed on December the 3rd, and ever since this tragedy happened, I have had sleepless nights. I'm so sorry for your mom passing away. Must be so difficult. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry for you. I do lie on the bed with the intention of receiving your energy healing, but then I wake up several times in the middle of the night crying or feeling angry about not having my mother with us. By us, I mean me and my sisters. Then I ask mom to forgive me and that she is free to go and not to worry, because she, I don't know what you're writing here, and everything will be fine. I'm not sure if what just happened, my mom passing, would change anything, or would it change the way I'm handling things at the moment. My energy levels are a bit low, but I guess it's because of the lack of sleep. Thank you, Zoe. Much love. I'm not really sure what you're asking, actually. I'm not sure if what just happened, like your mom passing away, would change anything. Maybe you mean that if your mom passing would change the process, will affect the process. I don't know if that's what you mean. And of course, in a way it does affect the process, but I think it's a beautiful way of dealing with the loss of your mom. So for me, it's beautifully synchronized that you are receiving the healing at this moment. It is helping you and your sisters going through this loss of your mom. And you're also asking, or would it change the way I'm handling things at the moment? I think you mean that maybe the healing will help you and support you in handling this passing over of your mom. And yes, I think that's a beautiful way of lighten things up. of course, I acknowledge your sorrow, and as you know, I've been going through this myself this year. So, but the energies are just, they're helping so much. They are helping so much. So, my process has actually been much easier than I thought it would be. I thought I would be totally devastated for years, but I'm not. And also, of course, I do have contact with my twin. He's not very very much in my sphere at the moment, but because he wants me to meet someone else, so he's staying away from me. But I know he's there, and that helps a lot. So I hope that answers your question. I was not sure what you were asking in detail, but maybe that helps. Dear Zoe and team, before I say anything else, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for the powerful and most beautiful energy you are sending every day. I have been doing the heart meditation long before I enrolled in this program, and I have a set routine in the morning. I start at 6 a.m. with almost 2 hours of yoga, and then I do the suggested preparations before getting ready to receive the energies. From enrollment onwards, the heart meditation became more and more meaningful, and a deeper connection resulted. Wow, that's beautiful. On the first day, a whole team came in, and they started scrubbing each and every cell of my body. Then I was transported to a hospital. There was a moment of sadness, and I had many visions. People like a red Indian chief with beautiful head decoration, babies and animals. Much happened, but towards the end, a woman dressed in all in black crawled out of me and just laid there and did not move. Wow, this is so powerful. Whoa, wow. Day 2 was very uplifting. A fox appeared as well as a long stem with a gigantic lotus flower. I had butterfly sensations around my mouth, and I was very tired afterwards, and I'm glad I have all the time I need to allow for the energies to integrate. That's beautiful. On the third day, the entities asked did I want a heart operation. Once again, I was transported and felt very heavy. I saw Buddha and Lemurians, and then there was tingling in my body, and the palms of my hands became very hot, and just before the end, I saw a three-dimensional triangle filled with golden light. Day 4 started with you superstitious cow. I was in a deep meditation, and at time I felt like freezing. Then I felt transported into a cosmic realm, millions and millions of sparkling stars, and everything began rotating clockwise. It was magnificent to be there as a witness and participant. Later I found myself in some sacred places I had once visited whilst in Brazil. Day 5, I was drawn deep into the earth, went through many layers. The smoky quartz on my base chakra became very heavy and cold for a moment, and later so did the clear quartz on my chest. The quartz on my solar plexus became very hot, and I had never felt so grounded and connected. Wow, cool. Day 6 was challenging. I couldn't get into it. My head was restless. It was just like a war inside of me between truth and delusion, good and bad, trust and distrust. Only towards the very end part of my faith was restored. I went for a swim, and I just wanted to delete one message I had sent to my partner by mistake, and I deleted this whole chat history, whole chat history. I did not intend to do that. I was shocked, but then surrendered to the highest good. But I believe it was time. Sorry, it is such a long mail. These last 6 days were just so eventful, with deep gratitude and much love. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, that's beautiful to read all of your feedback, emails, and in the Facebook group. Wow. And now we are entering week 2. We have actually already started week 2. And if you are in Asia, you probably already received your healing session, maybe in Europe as well. So day 8 today is the restoration of your trust link to source. I'm just going to read through, I'm not going to go through it in detail, but I'm just going to read them through. And day 9, activation of the third eye, the pineal gland, and to the 11th gate. Day 10, activation of new chakras. Day 11, activation of new nodes in your energy system. Day 12, crystal body activation. And day 13, flesh healing. And day 14, reinforcement and stabilization of your light network. So this week will be mostly focused on the activations that my twin flame will do. So he will come in and do the activations for you during those days. And before I end to this video, I just want to mention that when we did the last 21-day healing program in Sweden that we did this October, November in 2020, I offered an extra week. And I feel that it's actually important to offer you this extra week as well. Of course, I will charge for that. And this is nothing that you have to do. The whole program is the program of 21 days. And this is just like an extra tail, like an extra week that you can join in if you want to. You can join right after the program. You can wait a couple of weeks and join it later. You can join whatever you would like to join. So I would just go through it rather quickly, and you will also get the information by email and in the Facebook group. Because I wasn't thinking about doing it because we're entering the holiday season right after this and this program ends. So I was thinking like, no, let's not do the extra week. But now I was reading through some of the feedback from my other group in Scandinavia, and they're going in these crystal chambers on the ships, receiving these energy codes. So I was thinking, yeah, I really want to offer you that as well because they were really powerful as well. So right after we have finished this program, you will have the opportunity to join the extra week. And you can start right away on the 22nd or anytime you want to start, like after. It doesn't matter. But please be aware of that my whole team, me and my whole team will be on holidays. So we will not be able to assist you in any way. So you will just... you can sign up and you can start the program the extra week right away, but we cannot be there if you have any difficulty in any way or want to ask questions. I know that I will have some weeks of holiday, so I will be back on January 11th. So after that, like the first working week for me, I will do a feedback video for you for the extra week and answer some questions that you have. So please be aware that we will be on holiday, so we cannot answer your questions through email and in the Facebook group. But I really want to offer you this extra week because it's been profound for some people that are really into, our star beings, our star sisters and brothers. So just a short description of the schedule for the extra week. You will, for all of the sessions for the extra week, you will go up on a ship, on like the mothership, and you will enter into a crystal chamber that is a organic living entity. It's not just physical, like material, chamber in that sense. It's actually an entity, an organic entity, like consciousness. So that you will enter into this crystal chamber. So day 22, the crystal chambers on the ship, connecting and calibrating and acclimatizing. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce that. And day 23, transmission of Syrian codes. Day 24, transmission of Pleiadian codes. Day 25, transmission of Arcturian codes. Day 26, transmission of Flambian codes. And day 27, transmission of Blue Avian codes. And day 28, transmission of individual codes codes from your team from the Galactic Federation of Light. So that will be the extra week. I will probably come back to that in the video like the last week as well. I also would like to remind you of the Facebook group. So please, please go to the Facebook group and join us. There are many people that haven't joined yet. I think maybe half the group are not in the Facebook group. And please join the Facebook group and be more active in the Facebook group. I really encourage you to write in the Facebook group. You can post there everything that has to do with the 21-day healing program, nothing else, of course. But if you would like to share your journey, share what's going on during the healing sessions, please feel free to do that. It's really beautiful to read about your journey. And yeah, that's all for this time. And thank you so much for this amazing journey together. And I'll see you next week for the next feedback video. And if you have any questions or feedback, please write in the Facebook group or email us. So take care. Bye. Bye.